for me, having a baby, that's a destination. But in the same aspect of the fact that like I live in Philly and get stuck in traffic every single day of my life going to work, I am stuck in traffic. I'm not gonna not be a mom because this has happened to me. When I get there, I'll get there and we're all gonna be there. Like, I'm not gonna know that I spent 45 minutes and somebody got there in 5. That's not gonna matter to me. We get married and I'm 29, he's 30, and he comes from a big family, so I don't think he was in a hurry to have kids. And I really wasn't in a hurry to have kids either, because I'm like, we're married. Everyone we know says go travel, do so many things on your own before you have kids. And I think both of us really paid attention to that. And this idea of kids, from what I thought it was, is like, I'm healthy, I'm 29, like I can have kids whenever I want to have kids. And so I think I just always had that mindset in the back of my mind that like, if it happens, it happens, but maybe we'll just try later on down the line and have some fun while we're here.
It wasn't about do we want kids or not, it was how many do we want to have. And so for me, we're both kind of on the same page. We'd like to have 2, and if a third happens, that would be great.
Oh yeah, I think we've always wanted kids. I just think with us being in the Northeast and our families being so far away, and us buying a house that's like 125 years old, I think with Aaron being so methodical and like so responsible, and me too, like we wanted to make sure we had our house done. We wanted to make sure that all of these extra financial responsibilities were taken care of so that when we had kids, we wouldn't be so stressed out about how would we take care of them. People will tell you ways to know that you're ovulating, and like your temperature rises, it's like the 16th day, or, all these wives' tales of how people know how to make a baby. And not one of those ever happened to me. And I was like, that's interesting. So we, about a year into trying, maybe a little more, I decided that like we should go to a fertility clinic, because at the time I was 33, not devastated that it hadn't happened for me yet, but I'm also one of those people that if there's a problem to nip in the bud, I'd rather know about it sooner than later and be thankful that I was proactive about it up front, even if it might have been early to go in. So I'll take you through the fertility aspect from like when you walk into the doors. I remember walking in and like thinking like, these are some of the most positive men and women, because from what I had read and what I'd heard from like a lot of people, because they don't talk about it, it's a very sad place to be. And I just remember telling myself like, I need to focus on how these people are treating me, but also how they treat the environment. None of them are sad. They are all here to help you try to make a baby. Like, you leave here, if you go in here, you have to be prepared that whatever answer you get, at least you have an answer as to what your next step will be. You may not like it, but you have an answer of like what door you need to go through next. And so after about 3 months of like blood work and trying with like specific times, I finally had this test done that is basically a measure of like a hormone, and it's called AMH. And so my hormones to make a baby, which measures your ovarian reserve or like your egg count, is low. And so I remember them saying that to me, and the first thing that I said was like, did I wait too long? And the great news is no, I didn't wait too long. Like, I would have had the same problem at 22 if I decided to have kids then than I would have at 32 and 33. But I think that moment of like when my doctor said that, I was like, whew. And so I basically figured out that I had to write down the emotions that I was feeling, like the worst of them, but like in another box, like what would I say to myself if I was hearing it from the other side to be encouraging? Like, both feelings are valid, one a little brutal, but one a little better. Like, when you feel bad and you see that you've written it down in your own handwriting, you'll never want to go back to that point, ever. And like when you see that you've written something good or like a bit of encouragement to yourself, like you hold on to that side of the paper because this side gets you nowhere. It stinks that no one talks about it. And it's not sad. And I don't want it to be sad for anyone because you can choose to make it sad, but I've had to fight to make it a happy experience. And I'm sure I will experience things later on that are sad, but hopefully like I can look at this video and remind myself, remember how to get back to your good place. I always felt like when I wasn't in this situation, when I would hear somebody talk about infertility and I knew that they were upset, like the only thing I ever knew to say was, oh, I'm so sorry you're going through that. But for me being in that situation, I don't ever want anybody to say, I'm so sorry that you're going through that, because I don't feel sorry that I am. I feel happy that like I have the answers that I have so that I at least know what direction I want to go into. And so I think that my friends have been awesome in the sense that they don't ever tell me like they're sorry for what I'm going through. It's more so like, well, how's it going this week? Do you have any blood left? Like, are you going to be put to sleep for like X, Y, and Z? The future holds kids. I mean, it just does. The future, like, we want to grow our family. We'll either have babies or adopt babies. And our future is hopefully, like, now that we don't have our house falling apart and it's like we think it's structurally sound, we want to put more people in it. I think our kids are our future, which is really exciting.